Alex Carter had never seen a sky like this. On Earth, the horizon was soft and blue, touched by clouds and sunlight. But here on Sci-Fi, the sky was alive. Streams of glowing green and violet light streaked across the heavens, pulsing like the heartbeat of the planet itself. Beneath him, the ground shimmered with a strange metallic sheen, and enormous crystal towers pierced the air, reflecting colors Alex had never even imagined. He stumbled forward, his boots crunching on the brittle, glass-like soil. His ship had malfunctioned during atmospheric entry, forcing him to make an emergency landing in the heart of the alien capital. He was not alone. Figures approached, tall and lean, their skin shimmering with patterns that moved like water. Their eyes were large, almond-shaped, and glowed faintly in the dim light. Alex froze, unsure whether to flee or greet them. The lead alien stepped forward and spoke. Alex could not understand the words at first, but suddenly, a strange sensation filled his mind. Thoughts, feelings, and words entered him directly. These aliens communicated through a form of telepathy. "You are the one," a soft but commanding voice echoed in his head. "The prophecy has found you." Alex shook his head. "I think you have the wrong person," he muttered aloud. No reply came, but the aliens continued moving toward him, their long, delicate fingers pointing toward a massive crystalline palace in the distance. Alex realized he had no choice. He followed, curiosity overpowering fear. Inside the palace, the air was warm and fragrant, filled with subtle hums of energy Alex could feel more than hear. He was led to a grand chamber where a figure lay on a platform of glowing crystal. Her body was tall and elegant, covered in intricate patterns of gold and silver that shimmered across her skin. Alex could feel her life force flickering weakly, like a candle struggling against the wind. This was the Queen. The aliens called her Sarilith. Through the mental link, Alex understood that she was gravely ill, suffering from a genetic disease that could not be cured by their science alone. Her people, the Zifferans, were dying with her. The planet's energy was connected to her life, and if she fell, their civilization might collapse. Alex's mind raced. Humans had encountered alien life before, but never anything like this. And now he was told that he, just a simple human explorer, was somehow the key to saving an entire species. The weight of it pressed on his shoulders. The Council of Zifferans explained the prophecy. Long ago, their ancestors had seen visions of a human who would bring balance to their dying planet. Only through a unique bond with this human could their queen regain her strength and restore Ziphora's energy. Some of the council members believed Alex might be a savior. Others feared he could be a dangerous disruptor. Arguments broke out, their thoughts clashing in his mind in a confusing storm of emotion and logic. Alex tried to speak. "I don't even know what I'm supposed to do," he admitted. He felt small and powerless. These beings were advanced beyond anything he had seen, and he was just one human. One of the elder Zypherans stepped forward, her patterns glowing brighter than the rest. "You must prove your worth," she said, her voice firm in his mind. "Your courage, your intelligence, your heart, these will determine if you can save the Queen." Before Alex could question further, alarms began to ring across the palace. The ground shook, and Alex realized the city itself was reacting to the Queen's failing life force. Energy nodes around the towers were destabilizing, releasing dangerous bursts of radiation and storms of electric blue lightning. The palace's walls vibrated and the elders panicked, their mental shouts overlapping like waves crashing in a storm. "You must act," the elder said. "Do not hesitate." Alex glanced at the Queen. Her eyes were closed, her face serene despite the weakness radiating from her. He had no experience in alien engineering, but he remembered the basic principles he had learned on Earth. He scanned the room for anything familiar: panels, conduits, and control interfaces that could be understood through logic rather than language. A soft hum drew him toward a crystalline console, pulsing with raw energy. Tentatively, he placed his hands on it. At first, nothing happened. Then slowly, the alien energy seemed to respond to him. The panels lit up, lines of glowing symbols appearing in patterns that made sense to his human mind. He realized the system was like a puzzle, one that responded to thought, not touch. Alex focused, recalling patterns he had studied in physics and biology. If he could stabilize the energy flow, the Queen's life force might recover, and the city might survive the imminent collapse. Hours seemed to pass in minutes as Alex worked. The aliens stood around him watching, their thoughts tense and skeptical. Some whispered doubts, others encouragement, all of it entering Alex's mind in waves. Sweat ran down his face, but he forced himself to concentrate. Every decision mattered. A wrong move could mean death, not just his own but the Queen's and possibly the entire planet's. Finally, a surge of understanding came. The console responded perfectly to his final adjustments, stabilizing the energy nodes and halting the destructive storms. The palace's walls stopped vibrating, and the sky outside seemed calmer. The Queen's aura, faint and flickering before, now glowed steadily, pulsing with renewed life. Alex felt a rush of relief unlike anything he had experienced on Earth. He had done it. The elders bowed, their telepathic voices filled with awe. "You have proven yourself," the elder said. "But this is only the beginning. The bond must now be formed. Only then can the Queen fully recover and the planet be saved." Alex's stomach churned. Bond? He had helped stabilize her energy, but forming a bond? He did not understand what that meant yet. The elder read his hesitation. "You must not fear," she reassured him. "The connection is natural. You need only be willing." Alex looked at Queen Sarilith again. Her eyes opened slowly, and she regarded him with curiosity and something that resembled hope. He felt a strange pull in his chest, an instinct to protect, to help, to be near her. He did not understand the feelings completely, but he realized that this was more than survival. It was trust, responsibility, and perhaps something more profound. As he stepped closer to her, the palace trembled once again. Outside, the crystal towers began to pulse with energy, signaling a larger threat. Zephora itself was unstable, reacting to centuries of imbalance that now demanded immediate action. Alex knew that saving the Queen fully would require more than science. It would require him to understand this world, its people, and his own role in their survival. The story pauses here, with Alex standing at the edge of a challenge he could not have imagined on Earth. The prophecy was real. The Queen depended on him, and Zephora's fate hung in delicate balance. He had proven his courage, but he had yet to face the test that would decide the future of an entire planet. The glow from the crystal towers of Zephora bathed the palace in colors that shifted like liquid rainbows. Alex Carter stood at the edge of the central chamber, feeling the pull of something he could not fully name. The Queen Sarilith rose from the platform, her movements graceful yet slow. Her patterns flickered with faint golden light, showing the fragility of her condition. Even after his efforts to stabilize the energy nodes, her life force was still incomplete. The elder's words echoed in his mind. The bond must now be formed. Alex swallowed, trying to steady his nerves. He had proven his intelligence, courage, and adaptability, but forming a bond with an alien? It was unlike anything he had ever imagined. He could feel the weight of the entire planet pressing on him. Zephora itself seemed to breathe around him, its energy vibrating with anticipation. Sarilith approached him, her eyes fixed on his. There was no fear there, only something that resembled trust. Alex realized that this bond was more than physical. It was emotional, mental, and spiritual. The Queen's mind reached out to him gently without force. Images of the planet, its forests, its cities, and its people flowed into his thoughts. He saw why this bond was needed. Zephora's energy network was intricately connected to the Queen's life force. If the connection between human and Queen did not form, the planet could collapse again, undoing all his work. "Do you understand?" Sarilith's voice entered his mind. He nodded slowly, though words failed him. The elder's guidance returned, filling his thoughts with reassurance. "Trust yourself. Trust each other. The connection is natural." Taking a deep breath, Alex stepped closer. As soon as he reached her, he felt a warm energy wrap around him, a living current that was not threatening but gentle, welcoming. It coursed through his body, aligning with his own energy, and for the first time he sensed the heartbeat of Zephora itself. The planet seemed alive in a way that no human world could ever be. He realized how much this place depended on the Queen, and how much the Queen depended on him. The ritual began quietly. Sarilith and Alex raised their hands toward each other, fingertips almost touching. Light surged between them, spiraling around their bodies in delicate, intertwining patterns. Alex felt his mind expand, absorbing alien memories and sensations. The history of Zephora, the struggles of its people, the beauty of its natural balance. He felt their pain and their hope, their fear and their joy. and he understood that this bond was not about dominance or control. It was about trust, understanding, and mutual support. Hours passed like minutes. Alex's mind raced as he absorbed knowledge from the Queen, yet he had to remain grounded in his own humanity. He reminded himself that he was still human, still separate, and that this connection was a partnership, not submission. As their energies aligned, he felt a surge of vitality flow into Sarilith. Her flickering light steadied, growing warmer and stronger. Her posture straightened, and her eyes, once dimmed with weakness, now shone with a bright, steady glow. The elders gasped collectively. The bond was taking hold. Alex realized that Zephora's energy network, which had wavered dangerously, now pulsed in harmony with their connection. The forests outside the palace began to glow brighter, streams of bioluminescent water running with renewed clarity. The floating crystal towers shimmered as if celebrating the Queen's revival. He could feel the planet itself breathing, alive and stable. But the process was not without its challenges. Sudden surges of energy tested the bond. Alex felt pain as the alien current sometimes clashed with his human nervous system. He faltered for a moment, unsure if he could continue. Sarilith sensed his struggle immediately, and her mind reached out again, steadying him. "Do not fear," she said. "We are one in this." The reassurance strengthened him. Together they adjusted, their energies finding perfect harmony. Outside, a sudden storm broke over the horizon. It was not dangerous but symbolic, a test from the planet itself. Lightning crackled, and the glowing sky flared with vibrant intensity. Alex held onto Sarilith's hands, feeling her power strengthen him even as he lent his own energy to her. The storm subsided gradually, leaving the skies peaceful. Zephora was responding to their bond. The Queen was healing, and the planet's ecosystem was stabilizing. Finally, the ritual reached its peak. A wave of energy radiated outward from the palace, traveling through the crystal towers and across the forests. Every living being on Zephora felt the change, a sense of calm, strength, and renewed life. Alex and Sarilith stepped back, exhausted but victorious. She looked at him with gratitude and something more profound, admiration and respect. Alex realized she was no longer the fragile figure he had first encountered. She was vibrant, powerful, and fully alive again. "You have saved us," Sarilith said, her voice carrying the weight of relief and reverence. "You did not just stabilize me. You restored Zephora." Alex shook his head, still catching his breath. I just followed what I could understand," he said. "I did what I had to do." The elders approached, their faces alight with joy and awe. "You have fulfilled the prophecy," one of them said. "Not through strength alone, but through understanding, compassion, and courage. You are the first human to touch our world in such a way." Alex smiled faintly, humbled by their praise. He glanced at Sarilith. "I don't know if I'm ready for all this attention," he admitted. Sarilith's patterns shimmered warmly. "You do not need to be ready," she said. "You only needed to be willing. That willingness is what saved us." The days that followed were unlike anything Alex had experienced. He explored the alien city with Sarilith and her people, learning their ways, understanding their culture, and discovering how humans and Zyphorans could complement each other. He taught them basic human science that they could integrate with their technology, and they shared with him insights into biology, energy manipulation, and the planet's living network. Together they grew stronger, and the alliance between human and alien became tangible. As the planet stabilized, Alex realized something unexpected. He felt a deep bond with Sarilith that went beyond duty or prophecy. It was trust, friendship, and admiration, a connection forged through trials and shared experiences. He understood that the prophecy had not just saved Zyphora. It had created a bridge between two worlds, a chance for cooperation, understanding, and respect. One evening, Alex and Sarilith stood atop the central crystal tower, gazing at the glowing horizon. The bioluminescent forest stretched endlessly, rivers reflecting the dazzling sky, and distant mountains shimmered like jewels. The planet was alive, thriving, and safe. "You could stay here," Sarilith said softly, her patterns glowing brighter in the twilight. "You could become part of Zephora if you wish." Alex thought of Earth, of the people he had left behind, but he also thought of Zephora, the Queen, and the bond that had changed everything. I think I want to learn more," he said. "I want to see what we can do together." Sarilith's smile was radiant. "Then you are welcome, Alex Carter. You are no longer just a visitor. You are part of our future. The story ended not with finality, but with possibility. Alex had arrived on Zephora by accident, but he had become essential to its survival. He had proven the unique strength of humanity, curiosity, courage, adaptability, and the ability to connect with others in ways no technology could replicate. Sci-Fi thrived because a human dared to understand, to trust, and to act. As the stars shimmered above the glowing planet, Alex knew that this was only the beginning. Together, he and the Queen would explore the limits of life, energy, and connection across worlds. Humanity had touched an alien civilization and left a mark that would endure for generations. And Alex Carter, once a simple explorer, had become a symbol of hope, unity, and the extraordinary power of human spirit.